Hi, it's Dan here from Flexible, and today I'm going to talk about how we scaled from $200 a day to $1,000 a day in one of our ad accounts using Facebook lead ads in less than 2 weeks. Let's dive in. Okay, so before I dive in and show you how we do this and how we scaled, there's a link in the description below, which is what we call a pay what you want offer. It shows you how we run these ads, what the ads look like, our famous fugly type Facebook ads, what our lead form funnel looks like, and how you can get super cheap leads yourself, whether it be to B2B or B2C. And as I said, that link's in the description box below. Click it, it's a pay what you want offer. You can try it. If you don't like it, then don't pay me anything. If you do pay something, then we match your donation with some pretty cool bonuses. So please do enjoy that and check it out. Okay, so if there's anything I've learned over the years when scaling ad accounts and spending more money on cold traffic is that you want to have an offer that is what I call sexy and different, okay? If you're running a creative and a hook that has been seen before and you're copying it off someone else, and it just is never really going to end well, all right? In order to get, as a rule of thumb, things kind of going and scaling in the right direction, you want to make sure that you really have something, exciting and sexy, but also something that solves a problem for your target audience, okay? So I know that's a very broad kind of understanding of how to make things work, but do keep that in mind, okay? If you're running a rebate type offer for solar panels or whatever, it's very, media buyers can do it if they're clever. You have to be very, very good at it. It's better to kind of have an offer that's unique and different, and it'll just work better for you. So a little bit of background, I think it's about, probably about 8 weeks ago, we started running some traffic to one of our offers. And I thought, let's just give it a go at $200 a day. And immediately our ads kicked in. Okay, so we had $2, $3 leads, roughly around that price. This was for our sales Android offer. We started seeing that as people were opting in and giving us their phone number and the Android started messaging back and forth with them, we started seeing that the sales Android was closing itself and we were getting a great ROI out of the gate, okay? And then I thought, okay, so how about we start scaling this? So I went over to my media buyer, Graham, and asked him what he thought the best thing to do was. And he came back and said, all right, let's try and let's go on horizontally. And by the way, there's going to be a video with Graham to show you what we did inside our ad account after this. But let's try and scale this horizontally. So we had what I call one of our fugly ads running, which was an offer-based ad with a very kind of standout-ish type contrasted image in the Facebook lead ads with a bright color and also a bright color kind of just text-based. We'll show you what that looks like inside the ad account. Basically, we said, okay, this is working at a good price. Why don't we just scale this horizontally? So we started going after interests and we gave each of those interests a certain amount of budget per day, made sure the audience size was all right, and then duplicated the ads into these different ad sets inside the campaign. And that started doing well, and I think we got that up to $400 or $500, but it started kind of fatiguing a little bit, okay? There was something wrong and it wasn't really doing well. So what we decided after that was to go horizontally, but also with different placements, all right? And this was the big game changer for us because I've got a video set up here. We started doing some reel type ads and Facebook story type ads, and combined with going horizontally inside the campaign structure with placements that really started kicking things off. So we were able to do that and increase our budget by roughly 20% per day, going horizontally, but also using different ad placements. And that's what really kicked it off for us. But without further ado, I'll pass you over to Graham and show you what that looked like, how it worked, how quickly we did it, and any tips he might have for you. So please enjoy, and I'll see you at the end.
Hey guys, thanks Dan. So I'm just going to go through our ad account and show you how we scaled this up from about $200 to $1,000. Now, our ad account is obviously in pounds, so obviously it'll be about, I think it was about £150 up to £800, just so you can visualize it on the screen, basically. So we started off with these 5 days. Started off roughly around about £200. As you can see, 5 days, averaged out £200 a day. Now our target for this campaign was under £3. So basically what this is people are opting in with their name, email and phone number to try out our sales Android. And then we sell them on the back of that if they enjoyed it, basically. So we're at the £2.73 mark here. We're inside our KPIs, which is good. £1.34 clicks, 2.12 click-through rate, percent click-through rate. So it's all looking good so far. We want to scale it up. And this is where a lot of people struggle, and I think even very good Facebook lead gen guys, it's difficult to scale. So what we kind of do here is we've done, whacking up the budgets. It does always lead to an increase in the cost per lead. I find it sometimes it doesn't come down to where you want it to be. So we like kind of scaling horizontally, which basically means just adding in new ad sets with new budget on there, and push the budget that way, rather than touching ad sets that are working very well for us. So that's kind of what we're doing. I'm just going to show you how we do that here. With this campaign, it's in the United Kingdom, the United States, and Canada. So we do have a few more options than a lot of people in terms of going after different geos, putting different budgets on different areas of the States, Canada, and the UK. If you're in an area where you can do that, then that's a very good way to scale. So find ads that work in, say, a certain part of the United States, and then push budget to other parts of the United States with the same ads, and it should yield the same results while scaling your campaign up. If you're already advertising to the whole of your geo, nowhere else to go that way, there is another way, which I'll come on to in a sec. But just to show you inside our ad account how we did it. So I think for the first couple of days, we had these ad sets running. So we went live with these 5 ad sets, and I believe they're about £50 a day. Now, obviously, we've dropped up budget on these by about the standard 20%, which is what is recommended. Obviously, it's too slow to scale that way. That's why we do the horizontal way, because you can scale a lot faster. So I think we scaled this from about the £150 mark up to £800 in about 7 or 8 days, and that's per day. So yeah, we started with these, yielding a good result. Then I added in this ad set, exactly the same ads, just going to Canada. It was one of our bigger audiences as well for Canada, so that's why we went with the advertising agency for Canada. But just to show you what happened. So that's kind of where we're spending about £200 a day average, £22.73. The next 5 days, as you can see from this, it's 5 days. Obviously, we've added on quite a few ad sets here, and it's gone up. We've doubled the spend in the next 5 days. So we're spending probably around like the £450 mark a day, close to £500, which is probably about $600, $700. So I think at the tail end of this 5-day period, we really started pushing the budget. So if you look at this, I believe, we're on £600 a day there. Let's just go back to this view. So, we've gone out to the other geos. So at the moment, we're just doing the United States and Canada. We still have the UK to come. No, we've got the UK in there as well. Anything which without Canada or the UK is the US, by the way. But one thing I found, and I find now, especially after iOS, is interests are always good at the start, just to make it a little bit more narrower. But even Facebook ad experts will tell you that Facebook interests aren't as good as they used to be. Not much targeting in Facebook is at the moment. But once you get to a certain level in your ad account in terms of clicks and leads, you can go to broad. And just let me show you how this works. So, for example, we're now at £4.67, which was too much, but we knew it was going to pop up a little bit from scaling. And this is the issue with scaling. It will always normally increase your cost per lead in the short term. And I'll come back to this in a sec, but I just want to show you what happened after that in the next 5 days. Dropped right back down to the cost per lead where we wanted, and we were spending 4 times the amount in that 5-day period. So that first period where we were spending £1,000 in 5 days, we were getting a similar cost per lead at about £2.78. I believe it was over 2% click-through rate. and it was about £1.34 cost per click. We've now scaled this campaign in a 15-day period. We're now spending quadruple that budget. We're getting cheaper cost per click, and we're getting a similar cost per lead. So I'll just go back to show you, and this was mainly down. So I've shown you going to different geos. There are two other things we did, and these are things that you can easily do. We changed to broad audiences. So as you can see, our broad audiences are here, here, and here: Canada, UK, and the US. And as you can see, the cost per lead on our broad audiences are drastically less than the cost per lead on our other audiences. Now, this is down to two reasons. One, it's broad, which means there's a much bigger audience for Facebook to go after. Facebook love choices, and the algorithm loves it as well. So they really have a lot more to go off on this, especially when you've got enough data. Also, we went to just Reels and Stories. So these ads are just going to Reels and Stories. So those two things combined smashed it. So as you can see, like 60p, 81p, 71p cost per clicks, and you can see the other ad sets are much more expensive. And just to show you, I believe it's here and here. So this is before we did the broad audiences. This is where I decided to turn on broad. We were over 1,000 clicks and over 500 leads. If you're over 1,000 clicks, under 500 leads, you can still try it, I think, because there's still a lot of data there for you to go after the broad audiences. But if you have over 500 leads, that's better. You have way more actionable data for Facebook to go after. But these two combined, I felt it was the right time to go. And as you can see, from then on, the broader audiences were extremely cheap. But in the first couple of days, they weren't. Broad takes a little bit of time to kick in. So this was like £3.82 on the first day I turned it on. The next day, I think it was above £4, as you can see there. And the Canada one was £5.58. And as the days went on, it got cheaper and cheaper. So that was now inside KPI. And now it was bringing down the whole cost of our ad account, basically. And it's way cheaper. So yeah, the three things we did, the three very important things we did, were scale horizontally using different geos, if you can. That's one of the best ways to do it. If not, get enough data in that ad account to go to broad. You can do it less data. It will take the broad ad set longer to get down to the cheaper cost per leads and clicks, basically. But because we had loads of data in there from quick start, we could go there. And then the third thing is use Reels and Stories, which basically, if we go into this one, it just means turning off all your placements apart from Instagram Stories, Facebook Stories, Instagram Reels, and Facebook Reels. And you want to be showing video like this. So it's 16:9 you want it as, so it fits that placement perfectly. It's optimized fully for that. And it needs to have preferably a person in there, a UGC actor or something like that, and simple subtitles on screen, so it's visually, people can visually read if they've got it on silent. Now with the Reels and Stories, let me just show you. Sure, cost per traffic can be quite expensive. So for the UK, it was very cheap, which is very interesting. So it was Canada, but US, it was very expensive, and it was more expensive than some of the image ad sets. But it's just got a lot more engagement on it. There's a lot more people who are more motivated on that type of placement. It's less disruptive there. When you're just on your stories, it's kind of like it catches your eye a bit more. And yeah, and that's basically how we scaled extremely quickly from $200 to $1,000 a day in our ad account. If you have any questions on how we did this or you're unsure, do pop a comment below, and we can help you out there. But yeah, as you can see, it's worked pretty well for us. We're now, where are we now? Yeah, we literally quadrupled our 5-day spend in 15 days without seeing too much of a spike in the cost per lead. And it's actually back down, and it's doing the same, if not better. So yeah, cheers for watching, guys, and let me know if you have any questions. Cheers.
Okay, so I really hope you've enjoyed this video today. As I said in the intro, there's nothing secret about how we do this with our ads and what this looks like on Facebook lead forms. By the way, it also works for TikTok. We have a very kind of easy to follow structure on how to do this. As I said, it's in a pay what you want offer in the description box below. Check it out, enjoy it. And if you have any questions, please comment in the comment box below. Please give us a thumbs up so we know to create more videos like this. And lastly, subscribe to our channel so you'll be first to know whenever we create new videos. I'll chat to you soon. Take care.